Hey everybody, how's it going? So you may or may not know that I unfortunately have a bachelor's degree in music with a concentration in music production. No need to make fun of me. I already know better than anyone how much of a waste that was. Listen, I say it all the time, college is a scam. Unless you literally need it to be certified in what you want to do, you're so much better off just starting to do whatever you want to do. Just get a job in the industry that you want to be in. And just YouTube will just teach you anything so much better than a class can. Everything I learned relevant to this stuff definitely could have just been summed up in maybe 5 hours of YouTube videos that you can just rewatch sections of as many times as you need to till you understand it. I hang my degree on the wall, ironically. But anyway, enough about that. That's not why we're here. It's finally time I got around to making a video checking out KingCobraJFS's music. That goth bad boy plays a mean guitar. So with that intro out of the way, it's time for WiLLo's Diskin' Around music review. I don't anticipate this video doing too well, but if it does, I will do more. Now, it may or may not surprise you that it's kind of difficult to find just a library of King Cobra's music. I don't think there's a Spotify page I could just open up, But anyway, Discogs here that tends to, list all the releases of an artist, seems to only go back to 2019. Let me just check all the different versions of these things. These are mostly the Deathbed Tapes releases. I guess that's why they'll be bothered to put up on here. But searching him up, it does come up with this SoundCloud page for KingCobraJFS with Trails of the Abyss, an album that says it was uploaded 6 years ago. If there's anywhere I can find an actual list of releases and the dates and descriptions of the stuff, let me know. But it's just kind of scattered about the internet, it would seem. So today I'm going to focus on Trails of the Abyss. I'll just flick through the track list here. No hate. I'm just gonna give my opinion and kind of explain what I'm hearing. It's not intended to be just a roast fest or a fan gushing or anything like that. My experience checking out little clips of his music before is that it is pretty easily dismissible. He seems to always have some kind of backing track that he found going on that he plays guitar and sings over, but not following the backing track. And I'd imagine he doesn't actually get distribution rights to these tracks that he's finding online. Because there's a difference between saying you can use this beat I made in a YouTube video and say you can use this in an album that is sold for profit, But I don't know that for a fact that he hasn't gone through the trouble of doing that, or someone, I don't know. And anyway, being that I don't think this was distributed through any kind of predatory service like CD Baby or whatever that'll just claim YouTube videos left and right, I should be okay to have some clips of the songs in here. If any of them give me trouble, maybe because of a backing track that gets flagged, then I'll just try to cut those bits out while still explaining what I'm hearing. And anyway, so an actual album doesn't come up if I click that, and there's no playlist or anything. So I'm assuming that this is just in order of most recent upload. So with that, might probably start at the first song in the list here from Trails of the Abyss, and it's called Trails of the Abyss, and the artist is listed as KingCobraJFS. I know for the Deathbed Tapes releases, it's under King Cobra. Actually, Highway of Life 2011. That's even earlier. Either way, I'm gonna commit to what I said. I'm just gonna do Trails of the Abyss here. Doesn't have to all be in order. So let's get into it. This isn't obviously going to be a full review. I'm just kind of giving some first impressions here. It looks like it's maybe 8 tracks that are all like around 9 minutes long. So pretty long. I'm probably not going to bother actually listening through the whole thing to give like a actual number rating. This series would have to do really well for me to want to bother to sit through that, I think. But here is Trails of the Abyss. I guess this is the acoustic he's got. He tends to not have an actual tonality, I find. He does a lot of like playing the same pattern and either just like sliding up or down a few frets and just playing the exact same thing, or switching strings and playing the exact same thing without an actual like scale in mind, any kind of tonic. And it sounds like there's some kind of like eerie synth track in the background here. Seems like the intro is maybe about a minute or so long, judging by the waveform. So far, like, keeping in mind that like there's not an actual kind of central scale in mind, there's nothing terribly offending. It just sounds like kind of like a little randomness. But it's kind of later on in these songs when the dissonance seems like it's not intentional that it really gets offending. Sounds like there's 2 guitars going there. Or, I don't know, maybe just playing some kind of thing along multiple strings. Okay, now we move to the electric. Very washed out. I don't know if he's using like a Line 6 Spider or whatever, hitting like the metal zone pedal or whatever that people hate so much. It's really back there. Okay, now there's some electronic drums. Layered vocals. Can barely hear the guitar. Lots of layers of vocals, it feels like. The little I can get out of the guitar just sounds just like a lot of noise, and it doesn't really seem to follow the drums at all, which you'll notice is a common theme in his music, that he finds these like drum tracks. I know he uses GarageBand for a lot of this stuff, so like I think he uses that like auto drummer thing that you can just kind of drag and drop into there without really syncing it to anything. I don't know if like the drums are a late addition, he just kind of drops in there. It sounds like he's just kind of like riffing on the guitar, like just playing whatever while maybe this like backing track is going without like planning it ahead too much. I don't know if that's actually the case or not. And then I guess later on he just like figures out where to throw in some vocals. Okay, I think I'm good to start skipping ahead here now. Let's see. I wonder if there's like an actual B section to this at all. We're 3 minutes into it now, at least to get like halfway. See where we're at. Okay, there's guitar solo. Let me get to the beginning. Let me try to figure out where that starts. Okay, apparently it starts right at 3 minutes. It's really long. Let's hear this. It's a lot of delay effect. There's like an interesting harmony going on in there. I wonder if it's like a button that like auto does it. I feel like I can hear string noise from the electric guitar in the recording. Like not through the amp. I don't know if he just kind of has the microphone up to the amp. I don't think he would have some kind of interface to plug the guitar into his computer. Maybe I'm wrong. This solo doesn't seem to have any kind of direction so far. Let's skip ahead towards the end here. Yeah, this same electronic drum beat just kind of going through the whole thing. And the guitar feels very random. Okay, here's the outro. Back to acoustic. There's no confidence in like what he's playing there, it feels like. Got a couple of chords here. Feels a little out of tune. Okay, that was the title track there. This one's nearly 10 minutes, The Power of Music. Just comes in hot right away. It just feels like another electronic kind of drum beat. Sounds like at least 2 vocal tracks going there. It's doing like falsetto singing at the beginning. Yeah, definitely at least 2 vocal tracks going. Now, interesting. In this one, I'd hear the drums. I don't think there's any other kind of like backing track that he like has just going here. It really sounds like the drums going and then the guitar and the vocals. The tone of the drums doesn't really sound to fit the music style at all. Just feels like he like hit the drums button on like a cheap keyboard. And yeah, the kind of rhythm of the guitar playing is just doesn't seem to go with the drums at all. Like he just doesn't even consider it while he's playing. Anyway, this seems like it's pretty consistent throughout the whole 10 minutes. Let me skip ahead. It's really lacking dynamics, especially just having the consistent drum track going through the whole thing. Where's the dynamic highs? Where's the dynamic lows? Where's the feeling of, picking up or easing out? Skip ahead. It feels like what it probably is, which is just a random drum track going and then someone just randomly riffing on the guitar, and then he just decides to do some yelling vocals over it. And what's upsetting about his vocals a lot of time is that he just trying to make it sound like he's doing like these cool screams and whatever, while also not being too loud. So it like comes across as a whisper, which like can be like an interesting technique for like doing screams, you know? Like people who want to do like real crazy metal screams and not, you know, just like destroy their throat. There's a technique involved. Like usually if you hear those kinds of like screams, not through a microphone where there's like compression and then usually some like added distortion and delay and whatever, it's actually pretty quiet. Like, I mean, comparatively to someone actually just screaming, but yeah, I don't know. It just comes, it's like, like just literally that loud. It doesn't give you that kind of energy you're expecting. There's definitely a place for like that kind of falsetto weirdness, like King Diamond, you know? Okay, anyway, that seems to just be the same thing all throughout, and there's a couple more tracks to get through here, so I can't be wasting all this time on each track. Selling my soul for total control, it's a rhyme. Except it's soul like the sole of your shoe. He's selling his shoes? Now, am I wrong, or is this just the same drum beat? It almost sounds like, oh no, it's not exactly the same, but it sounds like it's like two conflicting drum beats going. Very random. And it seems like the same kind of structure as the last one, where it's just the drums, a weird guitar, and then the singing. Wow. Yeah, these songs, they just don't have much, like, character to each one, which can be nice for some albums if there's, like, a good consistency to it. But when it's so hastily thrown together like this, it just kind of gets agonizing at a point. Don't need your bad love. This is a different drum beat with some electric sounding drums. These drums really don't have any kind of humanity to them. It's just very robotic. It's robotic, it's not rubato. Okay. Now see, he might have something going here if it wasn't for these annoying drums constantly going. The guitar is honestly kind of interesting here. It's ruined by the drums. I don't like that drum fill. Now that caught me by surprise. Really quiet guitar squelching in the background while these drums just dominate everything. Let's go ahead and start skipping ahead. Now I wonder if that's like actually like him doing some like falsetto squealing, or if that's him like doing that like breathing in kind of squeal. I'm not gonna replicate it now, but like, you know, like you kind of like get a squeak going when you breathe in. Skipping ahead. Only guitar going is this now. It sounds like there's a kind of automatic harmony effect going, that it just kind of automatically just goes a certain interval up. I don't know if it's related to an actual like scale that he input, because it, again, there's just not really a tonal center. You never know where it's going next. Okay, skip ahead, skip ahead. Can barely hear this guitar. The drums are just so loud. Laying black roses on Cupid's grave. How many Cupids you got in this grave? Because there's no apostrophe. Okay. Got like this kind of spooky dance synth, very like stabby, bong, bong, bong. Rhythmic. Now, that synth doesn't seem to be following the drums. It sounds like it's getting off. Okay. The click in the background, really kind of annoying and distracting. It's doing triplets? That click in the background? Is this in a triple meter? What's going on? I don't know why I'm trying to give it this much consideration when he clearly didn't, but it's just a lot of different things going on at once that don't go together at all. I can imagine people sensitive to auditory overstimulation would be really upset at all this stuff going on. Skip ahead. Now it sounds like there's like two kind of kick drum sounds going that are like getting off sync with each other. Oh wow. Okay, I was right. There's two kick drum things, and they're like getting further and further out of sync the longer it goes. That's terrible. There's like a way you can make that kind of like off syncopation work in certain circumstances, and this is not one of them. Can't really get out too many of the words either, which isn't, necessarily a problem. There's plenty of music where you don't understand what they're saying. Troll Slayer.
Stupid fucking trolls, take this.
Is the clicking supposed to be him like loading a magazine, or is that him like loading a tape in that has gun sound effects? I wish the drums weren't here. The guitar riff is honestly kind of cool right there. Why are these electric drums going? He's just, the guitar, it's like for most of the songs, he's like, the guitar riffs he's doing, or they just feel very random, and it feels like he's kind of going for like a doom metal kind of vibe, like real slow sludginess. But then he's got these like dance electric drums going, and then he's quietly wailing on the vocals. Troll Slayer. Okay, skipping ahead. Can't even hear the vocals. Skipping ahead. At least there's no synth tracks there. Honestly, when there's like just like a droning synth, it probably is like the best this stuff gets, because then at least it's just like a big muddy mess. instead of like you almost trying to get something out of it. I'd rather have it just be like so much going on that it's just atmospheric noise at a point instead of like just so many conflicting things. Born Alone, Die Alone. Now that just sounds like he's just flicking open strings willy-nilly. And there's also this weird tubular, kind of arpeggiated synth going in the background. And then some drums going. That's obviously just like a pre-done drum track, but at least it doesn't sound like super electronic-y. Like it sounds supposed to be mimicking drums, you know? Oh, there's a piano. Whose piano is this? And this synth going, it's like got this stereo deviation to it or whatever, where it's like swirling around you. Drums are very quiet. The guitar's just playing random nonsense. I'm trying to isolate the piano in my ears here. It's not sounding to me like the drums and the synth and the piano have anything to do with each other, but it's so hard to tell when there's so much other stuff going on. Like, I'm trying to hear if they belong to the same track or something. I'm hearing some synth strings in there too that are getting kind of like bent up and down a little bit, modulating or whatever. Okay, let's start skipping ahead here. Now, this might be my favorite track. It's terrible, but it's like I said, there's so much going on that like I'm not even trying to focus on anything, and at that point, you know, there's something to it. There's something like you're walking through the mall and like each store has a different song going while the mall is also playing music, and it's like, okay, I give up at this point. This is just mall sounds, you know? Downstairs they got like a band going. Upstairs there's a DJ. You're walking past Abercrombie. Smooth jazz just being played through the mall speakers. Someone's walking by with a Bluetooth speaker in their pocket. Okay, wow, that was the best track so far just because I just got lost in it, you know? Okay, now we got Legends Never Die. This has 9,000 plays on it, I guess, because it's the first one in the list, you know? Unless it's the best one. Now, who made this? Everything here goes together. It's all part of one thing. Very electronic sounding drums. The guitar came in too fast for me to figure out if the drums are kind of supposed to be there with the creepy sounds or not. Probably not. They're probably added in later, but it's hard to tell. Now this is the clearest the guitar has sounded the entire time. And it's still not very clear. Sounds like a distant organ going on. If you got rid of the drum track and took the kind of chugging rhythm out of the guitar and just had it be playing some, just a couple of very slow arpeggiation of whatever he's playing there, then you'd have some kind of atmospheric coolness going on. But the fact there's the drums that don't fit in, and then he's chugging on the guitar in a rhythm that also doesn't fit, it's no good. Okay, now we're losing it. That was cool. And the guitar honestly isn't straying too far from this cool backing track that sounds like it's got a creepy organ and stuff. The drums absolutely ruin this track. If we can get the drums out of here, this is kind of interesting. The guitar is definitely trying to follow along with the backing track there, harmonically, and so are the vocals. We're getting somewhere with this, but these drums. Skipping ahead. He's just doing random tapping. It doesn't kind of go with the scale here. And I'm not a stickler for, keeping to the rules of music theory. Obviously, the rules are there so that you can break them in an interesting way. I'm totally down for that. This is just not giving any kind of consideration to where things are even supposed to be. Okay. Let's hear the ending here. Weird little bending thing. Like if you got this thing, you just hit the little joystick, it goes wow, Okay, well, that was a sampling of Trails of the Abyss from KingCobraJFS from, I guess, 2018, it would seem. It's not good. I couldn't listen to this just casually because it just doesn't make any sense. I couldn't sing along, really. I can't tap my foot to it unless I just try to isolate single things. Like if I'm just listening to the drum beat on a couple of these songs, then yeah, I could follow along with the tempo of just them. The levels of the different instruments are all over the place. From track to track, the only consistency seems to be that there's just really annoying drums. That's the flow of the album, is that every song just has these annoying drums. That's what each song has to do with each other. He has a lot of cliches in the vocals, which is fine in some cases. Different singers have their things, their signature things. And then he also plays a lot of kind of cliche things on the guitar, which again, not really a problem, but how many of these string bend squelches do we need in the same exact spot? and then he plays these tapping sequences the same like every time, and then he just switches strings and plays the exact same thing, and then switches strings and plays the exact same thing, and it just kind of gets like, what are you doing? What are we doing here? All right, well, but what do you think about Trails of the Abyss, that album? Let me know your thoughts. And hey, if you know of a Cobra album that is particularly more palatable than that one, I would love to know about it. So drop that in the comments. And then I guess I'll be seeing you for the next one. All right, bye-bye.